Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Bland-Celix, and welcome to today's episode of Community Talk. I am the director of Senior Life Network, and I have with me the lovely Bobby Donaldson. And Bobby has worked in the nursing home biz in and around Enid and Northwest Oklahoma for 50 plus years.
Yeah.
And so she has a very deep passion about our seniors and making sure that they have everything they need. And so in that vein, we thought with it being the holiday season, this would be a great time to kind of go over if you have a loved one in a nursing home or an assisted living or even they're homebound, whatever that may be, some more thoughtful gifts than some of the things that she's seen in her 50 plus years. So, Bobby, you want to share a little bit about that?
Well, I think the most important thing is to look at who you're buying a gift for, figure out what that person is, and, some things are just easy, candy and fruit of the month, and I know mostly this list that we've compiled and is available to you at Senior Life, and we made a window there, so if you're in the mall, you can see some of the stuff if it's not clear from the description. But a lot of this are things that I've seen or we did with our parents over the years. We call it a card and letter box, and it was just a decorated box. I think we got it at Ross's or Walmart. We got one with the lid attached, so it wasn't somewhere else.
So it's easy to stays together.
But when my mother was in assisted living, we had stamps and cards, birthday cards and welcome baby and sympathy, where she could kind of still, and some writing supplies and stuff. And I had a little Post-it tape to the top, and she would write when she used something so we could refill it.
So you could refill it. I think that's actually a great gift idea for a lot of people because how many times do you need a card and you have to, I have to go to the store just for a card. So what are some other suggestions that you like?
Well, and we all have cards we've put up somewhere and they're safe. Mostly they're safe from us because we can't find them. But.
Right.
The things that you can do with pictures are kind of one of my favorite things. I have a throw that my youngest child scanned pictures of them when they were very small, my husband and I when we were first married, into a thing in Walmart, Walgreens, some of the photos. You can do it online and you send it, and they put it together on a throw and send it back to you. And there's one in the window at your office.
And those are those are priceless gifts because, most of the time people have everything and it's like, what do we get mom or dad or, grandma when she has everything? And these are really great gifts. The one that has the vinyl pockets, are you going to talk about that one?
That picture frame it's like a little quilt. It's probably 3 by 3 maybe.
Right,
and it's got little loops at the top and has a dowel rod so you can hang it, but it's just a flat piece of quilt. And then it has stitched on it little clear plastic pockets, and pictures go in there. And you put more pictures in front of them. Be sure and cut some pockets 4 by 6 and some 5 by 7. But when my mother went to the nursing home, it hangs against the wall. It sticks out just like a blanket, not at all. It doesn't get dirty. It doesn't get broken. You can change it. That was, and we had this one made, and it has Grandma T on it because we had it customized for her. But it's such an easy thing; anybody could do it.
Well, and when you're in the nursing home environment, if you walk up and down the halls, if you've ever gone there to visit anybody or anything, you notice those because people have their rooms decorated for, it's their room. So, but those quilts and those things like that are keepsakes from the family, those take a big place in their room and they really make it like home.
And you're talking about someone who has 90 years of living that they now get what memories they can surround them with every day in that small room area. And so I think if you can get your memories. We had a blanket scanned and made for my husband's mother who has Alzheimer's. And we did pictures of them when they were younger and her with her parents. And now those memories, because that's where she's at, but it just lays on her bed and all day she will look at it and talk to it. And it's been a great joy to do that. So things with pictures, one of my sisters has just a throw pillow And it has us with our little Easter poofy stuff on, and my
Right.
parents when we were little, all in the yard. And my daughter scanned that on a piece of cloth and made a throw pillow with it. And
Which is great.
because
they're
just,
functional,
yeah.
very functional items. Some other things that we have on the list, of course, I noticed you've got theater tickets, which, there are a lot of people that are still able to get out, and that is a great gift. We do have the gift of having the Gaslight here, the symphony here. We have a lot of live performance things that are great, so that's a great gift. We'll even talk about, we have the Senior Life Network membership, which it's $10 for a lifetime. And then we also do exercise classes, so we could write you a gift certificate for that. Or I notice you have a bus trip certificate that if we have a day trip coming up and you wanted to do a gift certificate for that. So that's some other ideas. What other kind of things would you say that you've seen over the years that are great?
Well, one thing that's fun about Senior Life is I gave this gift one time several years ago to my mother's friend who, unfortunately, my mother's generation, a lot of those, especially the farm women, were not social.
Right.
They had their church and they took care of their family and they worked their farm and their kid. And so as this lady aged and her husband was gone, she just stayed at home. And so I said to her, you should go. We bought Mama one of those and we've been on a trip. And
Right.
She's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. So anyhow, one time we just paid the $10 and she started getting the newsletter, the
Right.
regular in the mail copy of it. And one time she called me and she said, I see this thing on here and I'm wondering, do you think I could do that? And although she said she never would, once it came into her house regularly and
Right.
she was
Then
reading it, she just kind of allowed herself to consider
This idea.
broadening her.
Her horizons.
I in the nursing home's kind of my love, so I know a lot about that. One of the things we had is there's a low storage container. It's only about that high and it's on rollers. It's made to go under the bed.
Right.
We made one of those with some toys in it. It had some like color books and pencils. Don't get wax crayons because the temperature is not
right.
But just and it had a doll and some little, don't get those tiny Legos either. But we had that stuff and it slid under there and people come to visit their
Right.
great-grandmother maybe and they've got this 2-year-old. Well, in that room area, there's only so much that you can do.
Sure.
So this, we pulled that out and under, they played with, they go right to because they learned those toys were there. And it gave Grandma her own toys for the baby. You know how
Right.
they always,
Oh,
when
yeah.
they were at home, they had a corner where the toys lived.
Right.
And so that was fun.
What is, I know you told me a story about a family that gave a very unusual gift.
Oh, I love this family. They're many years ago, like, oh my gosh, over 10 years ago, a sweet lady came to live in a home I managed here in town that had had a hip replacement. And she needed to be there for like 2 to 4 weeks while
Right.
and her husband, who, they were just the sweetest couple. They'd been married like 60 years. He came every day and ate lunch with her, and then you could tell they were really struggling with even being separated.
Right.
And when they went home, it was a big deal. Anyhow, she has since passed away, but one of the adult children called me and they said, we saw this paper with your name on it and we recognized it, and it said, you could help us think of a good gift for Daddy for Christmas. So I said, you know what I remember about your daddy was that great DAV hat, and he loved the whole veteran thing, and when he would come to see your mom, he would make a point that the veterans that were in the facility, because
Right.
we had a wall, he would go see them and stuff.
Right.
And I said, one time that someone I knew, my dad loved the American flag in our front yard. And I said, there's a flagpole that mounts on the side of your house,
Right.
The only thing I know is it's important that you have a light if you want to leave it up.
Sure.
So around Thanksgiving time, he called me and he said, I understand that this precious gift I have you to thank. And I said, what'd you get? He said, there's a truck with cement and it's pouring a hole and they're putting a full-size flag, American flag, in my front yard.
Oh,
And
wow.
these children had come home for Thanksgiving and arranged this, and they put up a flagpole with a light, which had a solar panel, so you didn't have to run.
Oh, well, that's
But
great.
I thought for that man to have went halfway around the world and did what he did for us, and have taught his children so much respect for that service, that this was the gift they chose. I just
Yeah.
thought that was really
Yeah,
cool.
that is awesome. And I mean, and that's the kind of thought that we hope this will kind of inspire in people to, you know, ask the facility kind of what things that they think that your loved one would like, or things like that. So, you
And
know,
people at home that transfer, you know, and people that want to be involved with senior life. The transfer is such a gift that they don't have to figure out how to park or not be maybe safe to drive anymore. Those are great. There's
Right.
a coupon for
so when we have like a digital photo frame, puzzle books, just several things like that. But we definitely want, if you need some ideas, we have these out at Senior Life Network. You can always pick up our newsletter, which we send out once a month, either email or we can send it to you by mail. It's $10 for a lifetime membership. And but we just wanted to give people some special ideas and let them know that these were available. And I want to thank you, Bobby, for putting this together today, so that, because Bobby just has a passion that people who are in nursing homes are still loved and cared for like they were at home. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a fabulous holiday, and we look forward to the next time we see you again
Merry Christmas.
on Community Talk. Bye-bye.